Saludos, amigos. Casher, President and CEO of Casher National Luxury Real Estate. Guys, how are you doing? Hope you're doing great. Coming to you, it's been a rainy couple days here in the Dominican Republic. I don't know if you've been watching the news or paying attention to some of the channels out there. Man, it has been raining in Cana like dogs and cats yesterday. It was nuts, the wind, everything, okay? And then that carried over into Santo Domingo. We're still getting some rain over here in Cana, but, didn't get a chance to get too many videos done out there. But I want to run through an article that I was reading today while I was at the gym, and I thought I would just go ahead and shoot that out to you. It's a pretty big development in the airline industry, okay? There is a tourism convention happening in France right now, okay? The Dominican Republic is invited to that. It is called the IFTM, okay? Top Raza Tourism Fair. At that fair, which is an international fair bringing the top delegates and industry experts from all over the world there, the Dominican Republic is there, represented by David Collado, our Director of Tourism, that is doing such a fantastic job building this country into what it is. Over there, what happened is finally, they were able to work a deal with Air France and formalize the Paris to Punta Cana reconnection starting January 2026. This is big news, okay? Because this, I'm going to give you a little bit of detail about it, when it stopped and why it's starting up again, and how many tourists are expected to start coming back into the market again starting in January, all right? So they signed an agreement to make it official at the IFTM, Top Raza Tourism Fair, okay? Who signed this agreement? Punta Cana International Airport, okay? The Dominican Republic, and Air France. Air France is the leader in airlines in all of France, okay? So what was announced last June, and I think I did an article on this where the Open Airs Agreement and a bunch of other agreements were coming into place, part of the Dominican Republic bringing all of these different countries and driving tourism here. They're doing such a fantastic job there. What was announced last June has become official today, or yesterday, with the agreement signed by the Minister of Tourism, David Collado, and the Commercial Director of Air France, Frédéric Descours. The airline will formally resume connecting the country with Paris, specifically, this is big, Punta Cana, before it was Santo Domingo. This is starting January 2026. There will be 3 flights a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, on a Boeing 777. Okay, departing Paris, Charles de Gaulle, coming straight here, 10 minutes away from me, to Punta Cana International Airport. And by the way, guys, this is one of my favorite airports. I've been to all of them. I've been to, in Dubai. We went to the best airport in the world. The name's slipping my mind right now. But we went to that one as well. But honestly, guys, the customer service and the freedom and just the overall energy of Punta Cana International Airport, bar none, my favorite experience. Okay, the customer service, everything about it. So back to the article. David Collado defined the signing as a transcendental for tourism. Okay, a big deal for tourism, especially the French tourism, which, from registering an average of 225,000 tourists to the Dominican Republic in recent years, this number decreased during the COVID. Air France stopped flying here. Okay, there's many reasons: rising jet fuel costs, etc. But that number went from 225,000 tourists coming to the Dominican Republic from France all the way down to 144,000. That is a big drop in 2024 from France specifically. As you know, the Dominican Republic kept growing tourism-wise, setting record after record, but we lost our French connection over there, and it tapered off. A big reason, that big airline, Air France, okay, the leaders in that market. So what do we have going on here? A few years ago, Air France decided to leave the Dominican Republic. Our country felt this departure since the addition of French passengers that Air France brings to the Dominican Republic. We lost the air connectivity that Air France was bringing from Northern Europe, David Collado said in his speech. Air France had suspended flights to the Dominican Republic starting in the summer of 2023 due to the rising fuel costs, the imposition of local taxes on jet fuel, which all reduced the route's profitability. The airline was flying to Santo Domingo in the past, not to Punta Cana, and as you guys know, Punta Cana is the monster for tourism here in the Dominican Republic. It doesn't matter what happens in the Dominican Republic, Cabo Rojo, Miches, whatever it is, the monster, the beast is Punta Cana, and that is not changing for our foreseeable lifetimes, that is for sure. The signing of their reconnection took place noon on the first day of the French tourism, the IFTM convention, and the Dominican Republic was a guest country over there. So this was big news. Everybody's very, very excited about this new development. In the image over here, you can see Tourism Minister David Collado. He's in the center, along with Air France's Commercial Director, Frédéric Descours, Annabelle Castro, President of Libra Group here in Dominican Republic, Frank Elias, this is a big player here, Frank Elias Raineri, the CEO of Punta Cana Group, These guys are just legends, and I'm a big fan of what they do and how they do it. You can see him there on the right, Miguel, Frank. These are other names. I don't really know who exactly they are, but they're a big deal. But the big one there, guys, to pay attention to is Frank Rainieri. He is the legend who has made this country really happen. Another image there is the tourism minister, David Collado, with the commercial director of Air France. All right, shaking hands right there. Present at the signing was Frank Ilias Rainieri, CEO of Punta Cana Group, along with the others that were in that photo. The role of Punta Cana Group, let's speak about that a little bit. The role of Punta Cana Group, as you know, we bring you amazing projects. Punta Cana Group develops Punta Cana Resorts. We also just recently did a video on Punta Cana Village, amazing project over there that we brought you called Parkview. Pay attention to that one. Just click back a couple videos and you can see what that one's all about. These are the guys bringing you these amazing, basically this amazing city is being brought to you from these guys. So David Collado in that emphasized that Punta Cana Group's operator, the operator of Punta Cana International Airport, led the negotiations represented by Frank Ilias Rainieri. We sacrificed the airport's revenue. This is Frank saying this. We sacrificed the airport's revenue to make this happen, to bring Air France back, okay? Descours expressed his satisfaction with the agreement, and he said that they're very proud to reopen this destination. I'm convinced that by the end of 2026, there's going to be more than 250,000 French citizens that will be arriving in the Dominican Republic. Okay, this is Air France's director saying this. So we're going to go, as you know, we went from 225,000 down to 144 in 2023. What they're forecasting is we're going to skyrocket up to 250,000 French coming over here to visit the Dominican Republic, invest in the Dominican Republic, and start to do business in the Dominican Republic, okay? For his part, Frank Rainieri reflected that it couldn't be that Air France would not fly to Punta Cana. He emphasized that 2 years ago, when Discourse told him they were not going to go, now I'm telling you, you're not going to leave. Okay, so that is the commitment that the Dominican Republic, the Rainieri family is making to Air France, that they're here and they're here to stay this time, all right? Other agreements to promote tourism were also signed. This is a big deal for all you investors that are here following our lead, investing in this market, investing in the Dominican Republic. Other agreements to enhance tourism. This is what's great about Dominican Republic. They're so pro-tourism, always signing agreements, always making things better, always getting more people to come here, and that's great for your money and your investments that you do here in the country. All right, we've also signed tourism agreements on Tuesday with Air Canada, Euro Airlines, and Air Caribbees, okay, as well as other travel agencies and tour operators. So as you can see, Dominican Republic doesn't stop. It keeps pushing forward. This is a great article. I want to share it with you because I think it's an important one, and hope it adds a little bit of insight, a little bit of encouragement for you that have invested, and maybe pushes you guys a little bit that haven't invested yet. Understand the Dominican Republic is a very dynamic country, growing middle class, a lot of exciting things happening, free of all that nonsense violence that has been happening in North America. Unfortunately, the bipartisanism that exists there, not just in the U.S. but also in Canada. A lot of negativity over there, and what you're finding here is the opposite. You're having an emerging middle class. You're having people an economy that's booming. You're having a middle class that's growing, that's spending, that's generating, keeping this engine moving. Because it's the first time, guys, a lot of them are buying cars, they're buying houses, getting mortgages for the first time. That is the 1980s, the 1970s in the U.S. and Canada. Remember what happened, what followed after. So I believe just tip of the iceberg here. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep booming, and this is your chance to get in. I don't think the same things are going to be happening in North America. I think we're on a decline, and I foresee that decline going for quite some time. I'm going to be doing a video, and I don't like to do too many negative videos, but I'm going to be doing this video that I watched the other day. I'm going to run through it and share my thoughts because I think it's an important one, and we're talking about the real estate market in Ontario specifically, or they were. And I'm going to give a little bit of my insight on that too, but I'm going to share that with you in coming days. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Love where you live, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks.